And good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is RJ with the train wreck April Fool's update that's gone on the last 2 weeks of sports that I have been really paying attention to. And yes, it is going to sound like a total train wreck. But today is April Fool's Day. April 1st, 2021, and I decided to, what the hell? Record something and throw it up, and it may sound like a total train wreck. This is going to be all kinds of randomness back and forth. So, here goes. Let's start out briefly with the NFL. Oh, let's see. Now in 2021, we're gonna have 17 game season. Deshaun Watson can't keep getting out of lawsuits. The NFL just dropped a bajillion-dollar new media package where I hope everybody's got Amazon Prime to watch Thursday Night Football. Plus, the Super Bowl is gonna be on ABC, which hasn't happened in many years. Are they all going to bring back everybody's rowdy favorite friend for the Super Bowl? That might be interesting. I mean, it would be very cool to see Hank Williams Jr. introduce a Super Bowl. Are you ready for some football? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. And, yes, the Dolphins trade away picks or trade down in the draft with the 49ers. Then somehow turn around and went back up a few more spots by trading with the Eagles. Oh, yeah, the draft is a month away. And, it's going to be, I think it's going to be crazy chaos. And something else is going to happen before then. But yeah, that's the NFL portion, because most of my podcast so far has been NFL based. But I just wanted to make a couple quick comments on that. Now, let's see. Oh yes, how's everybody's brackets doing? I think everybody's brackets was busted after Oral Roberts won, after University of North Texas beat out Purdue. Syracuse and Rutgers definitely messed up some brackets all the way into the Sweet 16. And how about, UCLA goes from the first four to the final four. Holy cow, what a story that is. The UCLA Bruins have crashed the final four, and only, I think, about 2,300 brackets out of 14 plus million predicted this year's Final Four correctly. I mean, you talk about madness. This year's tournament has been real madness. And did anyone catch the Elite Eight game between the UConn woman and the Baylor woman? What a classic that game was. And by the way, I like to know who in the NCAA decided to put Baylor and UConn in the same bracket that they would have met up in the Elite Eight. That game should have been a Final Four game, or even for the national championship. That game was a classic. It was fun to watch. In fact, the first 7 minutes of the first quarter, which is a 10-minute quarter, flew by in 7 minutes, which was unheard of. Both teams went back and forth. The last quarter took forever and a day. UConn squeezed out the win. But, I mean, the Baylor Lady Bears are a fun team to watch, and they mean business. And the NCAA, whoever made that bracket, like I said, put those two teams in the wrong bracket. That would have been a fun national championship game. While we're on basketball, let's see. What's happened in the NBA? Let's see. LeBron James gets injured. LaMarcus Aldridge becomes a net. Andre Drummond's now a Laker. I mean, the NBA is now just, hey, let's create a super team together just to win a title, and we'll just deal with the luxury tax issues in the next season. I mean, if we don't get a Nets-Lakers final, something went wrong along the way. And by all means, if the Nets don't win a title this year, the Brooklyn Nets, if they don't win a title, then all this money that they spent was for absolutely nothing. Oh, and in case you were wondering, let's see. Today is April 1st. It's opening day of Major League Baseball. Yes, baseball is back. My Yankees lost. As always, the Red Sox got rained out. And Francisco Lindor signs a 10-year, $341 million deal with the New York Mets, becoming the highest paid shortstop. Holy beep. I knew when Stephen Cohen bought the Mets that the Mets was going to spend money. Hallelujah. New York Mets, welcome back to the spending spree of Major League Baseball. The Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox have been waiting for you for years. Welcome to the club again of spending ridiculous amount of money. All right, now that I got all that other crazy stuff out of the way, and yes, I apologize for this sounding like a total train wreck, but you know, it's going to happen once in a while. And like I said earlier, today's April Fool's, so I decided, you know what the heck? Let's just throw it up there. I'm sorry I haven't been in a while. I've been very busy with work and stuff. So I want to spend the last couple minutes on this weekend's Final Four. Houston versus Baylor should be a fun game. A 1 versus a 2 seed. I think Baylor's going to take it, but I would not be surprised if Houston decides to find a way to beat Baylor. Those two teams are well deserving of being able to compete for a championship and have every right to be in the Final Four. Now, the other matchup, the undefeated Gonzaga with the mustache man versus the Cinderella, you want to say, of UCLA, an 11 seed, crashing the Final Four. Do they have enough to beat Gonzaga? I think they do. But if Gonzaga comes out firing on all cylinders, they should have it. But you know what? We've seen upsets before, and UCLA has been upsetting everybody since they had to pretty much fight their way in. Now, usually Gonzaga, which is a very good basketball school, usually finds a way to mess things up and lose in the tournament somewhere. Is this the year where they find their first national title? Possibly. But I'm telling you this, if UCLA pulls one more upset and hands Gonzaga their first loss of the season, I think Gonzaga will be the laughing stock of the tournament. What Gonzaga needs to do is needs to blow UCLA out of the water and make this game not even competitive. They need to put their foot on the gas and never let up until the clock strikes quadruple zeros. And if somehow UCLA gets into the championship game, then I think that they're going to take it. They're going to take it all the way. If they get past Gonzaga, they should take it. But maybe not. Maybe they get past Gonzaga and find a wall against Baylor or Houston. But you know what? How cool would it be to see an 11 seed in the national championship game. Let me go over to the women's Final Four for a few moments. Where you have Stanford against South Carolina. Two major powerhouses when it comes to women's basketball. Two number one seeds going at it. That is going to be a fun game to watch. I can see either or winning, Stanford or South Carolina. Both schools are very coached well schools and always go on deep runs into the tournament. The other semifinal game, my UConn Huskies against Arizona. Paige Beckers was just named the first ever freshman National Player of the Year, which is amazing because this girl has no fear on the court. No fear. And Baylor just gave my UConn Huskies one hell of a game. They take on Arizona. Arizona, another well-coached team as a 3 seed. Although they may have something for my Huskies for a half or so. I don't know. Anything is possible. But I tell you what. UConn versus either Stanford or South Carolina for the women's national championship. That's going to be fun to watch. But hey, upsets have happened, and usually UConn, Gina always gets the team to the Final Four just about every year. They've actually been to 12 straight Final Fours. And not every year is a national championship, even though people here in Connecticut expect the UConn woman to win a national title every single year. But they are usually a lock to get into the Final Four. I don't see Arizona beating them, but hey, never know. Anything is possible. On that note, I would try to drop another podcast somewhere over the weekend in between these games. The podcast I am going to drop over the weekend will be NCAA only. Just have to figure out how the heck to do it. And like I said, I apologize for this one sounding like a complete and utter total train wreck. But hey, April Fools! I'm Rick James with the Sports Buzz, and I'll catch you on the flip side.